earlier in the other video, but I'm still seeing the same problem. So I wanted to go over this again. Let's take a look at this count here, and you can see that we have a couple of blues, and of course blue means that the function is okay, but I haven't passed it. And so you might look at it, like let's look at this first one here. And you can see this is Jonathan Chen, but you shouldn't be embarrassed, Jonathan, because I'm seeing this across the board. Everybody pretty much is having the same problem. So you look at it, and I go ahead and run the code, and you can see everything works fine. You got it right on all the worlds, but I still did function okay. And what would be the reason for this? Well, you have all of your functions commented, right? So that might be one reason why some of you might not have a pass, might have a function okay, because one of your functions might not be commented like so. So go ahead and make sure that every function has a comment, especially the start function, right? That's the most important one because that's the one that's going to tell me in a nutshell what the program does. So make sure the start function is commented, and also make sure the other functions are also commented. And I also noticed in some of your programs that you have comments inside of a for loop, right? Or inside of a while loop, or inside of an if statement. And let's not do that. Sometimes you might need a comment for a certain loop or a certain block of code inside of a function, but you always want to put the comment outside of the for loop, or outside of the while loop, or outside of the if statement, telling me what that block of code does. Okay, so outside. And another thing, okay, so here, Jonathan, in Jonathan's code, what is the issue? I want to make sure that you guys all put an empty space in between each function, like so. Okay, it doesn't matter so much, but it just helps if we all write this code the same way. It just helps when you read it, right? Like you've often had me at your station, and I look at it, and things are not indented correctly, right? And the first thing I say is first indent it correctly, because I can't read it if it's not indented correctly. And the same would go for the blank line, right? So sometimes I might just glance at it, and all of this just kind of looks like one function, and this might, like, to me, just read in my mind as a for loop or a while loop or something, right? I might mistake it for one. So a way that we can avoid that is just put a single blank line in between your functions, just standard across the board. If everyone does that, it'll be easier for me to read your code, and also for your fellow peers to read your code. Let's see. Okay, so that's that. So go ahead and fix that all for me, and I'll go ahead and change all the function OKs to passes. And another thing that I wanted to talk about was the quizzes. So I'm going to go back one. And what I'm noticing in a lot of your programs is you haven't taken these quizzes. Okay, and I'm not sure if they put these in recently or if they've always been here. But I could see like maybe about 4 or 5 of you have been taking the quizzes, but there are a lot of you who have not. So go back and make sure that you're taking all the quizzes so that you can get your Carol badge at the end of the unit, right down here. And you don't, if the quizzes are bothering you, right, you don't like being tested, don't worry. After the Carol unit, they're not going to be quizzing you anymore. So once you get down here to the basic JavaScript and graphics, you don't need to worry about the quizzes anymore. But yeah, just be aware that we have quizzes here, and they are going to count for, I believe, 10% of your grade. Okay, so be sure you're taking those a bit seriously. And that's my daughter sitting right next to me watching her Play-Doh videos. Yeah, baby? I don't know what that noise is. Okay, so good luck with all of that. Bye.